just zoom in a little bit on that. Right there. Make sure we're focused. I'm a little bit early. Just a bit closer. Not like so. All right, I popped on just a little bit early to give folks time to get in here. I had two, I'm down to one. I lost somebody already. I don't know who's watching right now, but if you can hear me and everything looks decent, give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know if you can see everything and hear everything. I want to make sure everything's in focus. If you can read the writing on that brush, everything should be in focus. You probably could if I could leave it still. We may end up with a one-on-one painting tonight. Or maybe me watching. I don't know. Oh. Rod, no. Hey, Rod, how you, man? Can you hear me? Loud and clear. How's the palette look? I mean the easel. Everything look like it's set up where we need it to be. Seems a little dark. Okay. That I might can fix. It's a little too far to the left. Too far to the left. Well, I can't go no further to the right. It'll fall off the desk. Could zoom a little and move to the right slightly. Okay. So zoom and a little to the right or to the left. The camera. Stop. I did. I stopped right there. Now zoom just a tad. I'm gonna be out of my screen down there if I keep zooming. All right. Now I don't know if I'm in focus or not. Then you're good. Start painting. Yeah, it is 8:32. I guess I am a little late. I was hoping to get some kind of crowd anyway. Move the canvas right. Whoa, I can't go that far. I can't reach it that far. I shared your live to the Bob Ross group. Hopefully you get some viewers from there. Maybe so. Did you catch the live TikTok last night, Rod? Man, that was unbelievable. I ended up with over 14,000 likes, I think it was, or 12,000, something like that. It was crazy number. I couldn't believe it got that high. It was unreal. When I start painting, if y'all still here, keep an eye on this side right here and let me know if it goes to washing out. I'll kill this light. It helps. We can just keep clicking likes. That's right. YouTube needs something like that. That'd be pretty neat. Well, I tell you what, anybody that comes in here from this point on, if they have questions, I'll just have to catch them up. But I'm just start painting. I'm using a 16 by 20-inch canvas, turned on landscape. I already covered in a thin, even coat of liquid white. I got out titanium white, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, mountain mix, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, ivory black, sap green, cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and bright red. One thing I've noticed you don't do during your videos is to ask people to subscribe. I've watched some and wouldn't have subscribed if they didn't mention it. Rod, that's a real good point. In here on YouTube, just about everybody that's watching this subscribed. Until I get to that 1,000, I'm just not going to get YouTube's algorithm. So I'm just going to have to keep plugging away at it and hoping that eventually it gets there. But, if somebody's not subscribed and they're watching right now, I'd appreciate a subscription. Hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Because my deadline is October 14th or 15th. And if I had to start over from there, it's going to be another whole year and hope and pray that it works out then. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to start out tonight with a little Prussian blue and a little bit of the ivory black. Very little of each color. Don't want a lot of color, just a little. Tap it right in my 2-inch brush. And I'm going to come right up here and get the corners dark first, like we always do. And then work my way across the top. And then, as you all know, once you start coming down, it's going to go to mixing with that liquid white. And as you get closer and closer to the horizon, it's going to get a little lighter. Okay, now I don't have a real good screen down here, but from what I'm looking at, it looks focused. So y'all let me know what y'all see, and make sure on this side we don't get washed out in color, because I got a lot of light over here. I'm gonna put a little more black on this side. I want this. This guy's gonna look kind of stormy, almost like the storm is came and gone. I hope. All right, we'll come back into a little bit of the Prussian blue. And we'll come down a little bit more. Not like that's all I need on the sky. Then I'll just lightly blend it together, like so. Hey, mate. How you, man? You caught me painting again. All right. Looks like a pretty dark sky from what I'm seeing here. That's about what I'm looking for, I think. Now I'm going to pick up just a little more of the black. Same brush. Ain't cleaned it yet. I'm going to come back up here with my blue again. Tap these two colors right on the brush again. And then we'll start right down here. Start pulling this across. Because as usual, I'm pretty sure we'll end up with some water somewhere in here. In this painting. Most landscape paintings in the wet on wet style, Bob Ross style, whatever you want to call it, Bill Alexander style, they all end up with about the same elements in every one of them. You're going to have a sky, clouds, trees, mountains, water. Sometimes that makes it hard not to duplicate another artist's work. Unless it's just blatantly obvious. And that happens. I may paint this Eve on the TikTok app. Oh, really? Today? Well, I hope I'm done here. I hope we get to see it. I'm going to come over here and bring this side in. If you start dark at the bottom on here, it gets lighter going toward the top. Just like from here down, it gets lighter coming down. This gets lighter going up, which is what we're looking for. All right, about like so. Now I'm going to knock a little color out of this brush. So if you got everything set up now, Mick, your studio and all, or you just got enough set up to paint? All right, let's blend all this together. And about like so. And we ended up with a little sheen of light across the water here. Back up here a little bit. Now, almost waiting 2 more items and then I'll be golden. Have canvases, so we'll paint. That's right. You got canvases and paint, sling it on there. All right. Hang on to that brush like I said. Then I'm going to come up here and grab me a number 6 fan brush. Just that does not look in focus to me. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little better. Yeah, okay. Now, all right, we'll come up here now. Pick me up some titanium white on my fan brush. Just loading it up by pulling the paint through or pulling the brush through the paint. Just loading it up. All right. I don't really want no. I tell you what, I'm not going to use this white just yet. I'm going to hang on to it a minute because I really don't want no real bright white clouds up there in the sky. So I'm going to pick up just a little bit of the black on my fan brush, on another fan brush, and a little bit of the Prussian blue. The same colors I was using to make the sky with. I'm going to come up here. I think about right here. I'm going to put me a black cloud up here. Just making little round circles. Like so. We're going to pick up just a little bit more of the black, a little bit more of the blue. I'm going to come over here with one now. And all I'm doing is just making little circles. Just little circles with the fan brush. Just little round circles, just keeping the brush moving. That's all I'm doing. Not like so. And I'll get a little more paint. I don't want this side to be a little lighter than this side. So I'm going to come back and darken this up in a couple places. Like so. I'll just run this on off like so. All right, now on this side, I'm going to pick up a little bit more Prussian blue. And I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to get just a little bit of white and bring it down here. That way I can mix these colors together without contaminating the whole pile. Then we'll put just a little bit of white in here this time in this color because I want it a little bit lighter. If it goes a little more to the gray side, like a grayish blue, that'd be good. I just don't want it as dark as these. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do about the same thing. I just want to pull in a little bit lighter cloud over here. Like so. Just keep the brush moving. That's all you got to do. All right, and up here, okay. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead now and get some more black. Today was hot, 116. Wow. Well, it wasn't quite that hot here, thankfully. We we got a little rain yesterday. Not to say it was cool. I'm not trying to say that because it was hot, but not quite that hot. Right, I want that good and dark, good dark cloud up here. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how y'all stand that, Nick. That's awful hot, buddy. All right, now with this brush, same brush that I was making this cloud with, I came to the paper towel and knocked some of that paint out. So now I'm gonna come back into this little pile of white I got down here that's already been that I'm mixing this color out of, and see it turns it into almost like a grayish blue color. I want to come back up here on some of these and just give it a few light spots up here. I don't want to I don't want to load it up with white spots. I just want to put a few up here, but I don't want these light spots to be solid white either. I want them to be kind of that grayish blue color. And it don't take a lot of this color to do this. Just don't let it get too white on you. You want it to be a little lighter than what's up here, but not white either. And you just bring it up here, and I'm just making little small circles again, just like I was making when I made the clouds. Just here and there at random. Now, when I get to this last layer out here, I do want it a little whiter, but even at that, I still don't want it solid white. I just want it a little lighter, like right in here, right across this front of it, right here, where it looks like almost like lights hiding back here somewhere. But you know, I want it to look like this storm cloud has got some light in it. You know, like it's coming. You got a break coming. Now this may look a little better once we get up here and go to blending. Or it may look like something out of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But now if it goes looking too bad, there's one thing you can always do. And that is rub it all off. Start again. All right, this brush that I was using earlier that's got the blue on it. No, I don't want to do that. I want a clean, dry brush. Yeah, let's use a clean, dry brush. All right, I'm just going to take the corner, one of the corners. It don't matter which one. It just, I guess, basically, like when I'm working on these, I'll turn it up this way. And when I get up here, I'll turn it up that way. I just don't want to come in here with the brush flat. So I want to come in here, and I just want to start with just little round blending circles, just real light blending circles. and you'll have to keep some of this paint knocked off. If not, it'll turn to it'll get picking up that dark color, and it'll kill every bit of that white you got in here. You just real lightly blend these colors. You don't want to get hard up here and rub it away. Or it's just going to lose that cloud form. Okay. And then very lightly come up here and just fluff it up. Very lightly. About like so. And then just blend across. Real light. That just looks like a big old storm cloud just hanging over the whole scene. But see, we got that little light under it, and that little light shining into our water. So that's where we're going to get the indication that the storm's almost over. All right, now I'm going to take my white that was on my other fan brush, and I'm going to come up here and just real lightly come across and just touch a few places on these clouds. Just a couple. You don't need a lot of color in these, because it's not it's not any sun out really, but there's light back here behind this cloud, and we want it to look like it's peeking out from under this one a little bit. But we don't want a lot of light in it. Hey, Dreamworld, how you, man? All right, now I'm gonna come right back up here along this bottom, and I do want to brighten this up just a little bit more across here. Just a little bit of white under here. Not like so. Just real lightly, like that. All right, and I'm going to come back up here and just softly blend this white. Kind of like if you were doing the eye of a wave. That's how softly I'm blending this. Which I don't really want to talk about waves. Because waves are not my cup of tea. About like so. And then I'll come up here and I'll just start lightly blending this color in these clouds now. Just real light. Don't want to blend a lot. I want you to be able to see the color, but I don't want the color just lit up either. I swore off the way. I'm with you, Mick. I mean, I can paint a wave, but Every time I do, my wife says they look like them tsunami waves over in China, Japan. She said that the the alarms ought to go off, warning people that they're coming. All right, get this color worked in up here. Fluff all this up now. Then we'll come in here and fluff these up. Not like so. And we'll lightly brush everything out. Then I'll put this brush in the thinner. And I'm gonna reach over here now and I'm gonna get my little bunny brush. My real light blender. Real soft blender. And I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna run it through just a little bit of white. Very little. I'm gonna come up here and touch that white on just like that. And then I'm gonna real lightly pull it out. I just want to put a little white up here, like so. And then I want to come through here and just pull it out like that. I don't even know if you can see that or not yet. That's too much. Now you have to be real careful when you're doing this. You don't want to put too much paint up here to start with, because if you do, it'll turn the mud on you. All right. Real lightly. Just want to come across up here, pull this out like we got rays of light coming out of this cloud. All right, that's not really showing up the way I want it to right now. So I'll work on that later. All right, I'm gonna put a little more of the dark right in here. And that'll make that light show up better. Not like that. Yeah, there we go. Now, not like that. That looks like a pretty dark, ominous cloud. I don't want to blend the bottom out of these. I don't want these to be too bulky on the bottom. I don't want them to look like real big, heavy clouds. We have to let that paint dry a little bit. Come back in there and pull out some rays later if it's that important. And I don't really think it's that important. All right, now I'm gonna pick up my knife. I think. Here it is. Whew. And I'll come up here in my mountain mix and I'm gonna pull a little of this color out. Now, sitting here, I'm going to tell you guys something. Sitting here doing mountains in front of the painters that's in this room right now, it's nerve wracking because there's some good artists sitting in here right now watching me do this. And critiques are welcome. So is tips if y'all get, if you see me doing something wrong. All right, get me a little roll of this Mountain Mix color. Then we'll come over here about the bottom of this wave. Oh, cloud. Lord, I'm thinking about waves. And I want to start putting me a little mountain shape up here. As long as it's got some bumps and bruises in it. One of my favorite sounds right there. Grab me a little more paint here. Coming out like so. I'll come over here and join these up. Like so. A little more. And I'll come over here. I really, really, really don't want to mess this cloud up. All right, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to get out of there pretty quick. About like so. Not like that. I haven't heard the birds or dogs tonight. Well, you hadn't heard the birds because I came down here a little early. And I went over there and I talked to them a few minutes. And I told them if they got too loud tonight, that I was going to go upstairs and get the grease hot. No, they're content right now. I'll say that. You'll hear them for tonight, so trust me. The dogs, well, they've already done their thing tonight, so they're kind of tired. granddaughter has been here for several days, and she left about, I don't know, hour and a half ago. They kind of soiled up right now. They hate to see her go. They hate it when she's here, but they really hate to see her go too, you know. Especially the little Patches. He's something else. He don't like watching nobody leave. Hurts his feelings. All right. Come in here now and drag this color out. Being real careful not to get outside the lines. Because if you do, your mountain's going to grow on you. And if you paint long enough, you're gonna have a mountain that grows on you eventually. Just pull this color out. And then the further you get down toward the bottom with it, it's going to start getting lighter and lighter. Which is good because you always want your mountains to be lighter at the bottom than they are at the top. About like so. All right, I guess now I can go ahead and wash this brush. I'm going to have a brush washing party here in a minute. Or else I'm going to run out of brushes to paint with. All right, guys, y'all give me some feedback. Tell me something here. Everybody's awful quiet. Is it looking decent? Do I need to change something? This nuclear explosion, maybe? Anybody? Here we go. Use ASMR in your video title. Let's see what happens in my video title. Okay. The one peak might be too pointy. This one. Maybe rough up the mountain. Maybe rough up the mountains so that these aren't as uniform. Yes. So they what is subtlety, Nick? I'm not sure what that is. But I agree with the peak. I thought that was a little. I didn't want to mess that cloud up, so that's why I kind of got in there and got back out pretty quick. So they won't be. So they won't be. Where we at? Oh, okay. So they aren't as uniform. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this one did kind of get the same height as that one, didn't it? I usually don't have my mountains the same height. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, you had me all messed up there, Mick. I was thinking, what is a Sotheby? I thought this was a type of mountain for a minute. I was unfamiliar with. All right, I will round this one off a little bit more so it's not as pointy. Not like that. It's your world, buddy. Make them how you want. It is what Bob always said, didn't he? He always said it's your world. All right, I'm not going to use a real bright white up here on highlighting these. I'm going to use a toned down kind of white. I just don't think it really needs a whole lot of bright white on it. Seems like there's not a whole lot of sun out here. Well, that helped a little bit. Something about them highlights. They just, I don't know. They always seem to save us some kind of way, don't they? You holding your breath. I am. You kind of have to when you get up here and go to fiddle with this knife. This knife is a cruel animal. There's so much practicing has to be done with it. All right, we got some. I still struggle with it. Yeah, I do too from time to time. All right, now we have got a little bit brighter light right there on top. So I will light this one up just a little bit. Still don't want it too white, but I'll add a little flavor to it. Let it kind of get a little bit of sunlight on it. Well, one of the things I did that kind of helped me a little bit, Rod. Now, I'm not going to sound like I got it mastered by no means, but one of the things I did do is when I started practicing more with it, I put a lot less paint on it than I normally do. And it seems like the less paint that I have on mine when I'm using it, the better it works for me. Because that way I don't have to really worry about pulling down a lot of paint, and I don't have to worry about it breaking as much because there's not that much paint on it. Like when Bob was doing a mountain, he'd always, he'd start and twist that blade around and come down fast. And I can do that, but sometimes it works, sometimes it don't for me. I hadn't mastered that little technique yet. It's kind of touch and go for me right now on that. When I was in New Smyrna, Nick Hankins tried real hard to get me to or work with me on that, and I don't know. I had a hard time with it. Raise the handle a little higher. Yeah. Yep. Raising that handle a little bit does help. Yeah, Nick is Nick is an all around artist. He's not just like a landscape Bob Ross type artist. He is all around artist. He showed us a painting he did of a train. Man, he told me how long he worked on it. Him and the guy that he was doing the commission for, how long they worked on coming up with the perfect layout for it. And it's unreal. Met him when we were on vacation. Yeah, he's a super guy. Him and his wife both. Ada and their little boy, he hung out up at the studio a lot when I was there, and he talked to Bob a lot. he was seeing things that we wasn't seeing. I just cannot seem to get this YouTube thing down. I got 7 people in here. My wife keeps trying to get me to go get certified. Well, it was 3 weeks that I loved. I said that. It was I really enjoyed it. I had fun the whole time I was there. So you may want to take her up on it. I would go, but it is expensive. I won't disagree with that. It is very expensive. I kind of wish it was set up in a way that they had like different areas that you could go to and have certified instructors that could certify the instructors, because Florida is such a tourist area that once having to go there anyway is expensive, and then everything you got to have and the cost of, because I did the whole 3 weeks at one time, so I had to have a place to stay while I was there, which I did. I did Airbnb, and that was a little less expensive than the hotels, but even at that, it was still pretty expensive. And then my starter went out on a vehicle while I was there, so I had to spend another $400 something that I wasn't planning on. I was told the first day of the very beginning class day. Yeah, it's actually the first week's not real bad. And what got me was the when we had to start doing the 2 paintings a day. I really wasn't ready for that. Dream World in it varies, man. You can you can buy a bank on at least 5 grand. I mean, if you don't have at least 5 grand, it's gonna make it tough because you know it's 3 weeks, and it is a Bob Ross class at a Bob Ross uh, institution. So everything has to be Bob Ross that you got to buy all your uh, all your equipment, everything. Then you got to eat while you're there. And for me, I'm in Mississippi, so it was a 12-hour drive to New Smyrna. And like I said, I did get lucky enough to find an Airbnb, and it was I don't remember exactly how much it costs now, but it was way less expensive than having to have a motel room, because the motels are very expensive. Then you got to have Bob Ross palettes, and I think it was, oh goodness, I can't remember everything now. I want to say it was 5 or 6 boxes you got to have. You got to have all the brushes. Of course, you don't want to buy just one brush set because I've done 6 paintings in a day. 16 by 20 a brick. Good grief. That's a lot of paint. All right. Now I'm going to come up here with my little edge. And I'm going to start with my shadow color now. And all I'm using for my shadow color is the blue and the black and the white mixed together. And it don't take near as much of the shadow color as it does the highlight color. Dream World, you're going to have to tell me your name so I can quit calling you Dream World. Did y'all see where I made the video about the $70 winner for the 700 subscriber drawing? Gabby won it. The first two people I drawed were no longer subscribers, and I didn't realize that when I put their name in, and I drew her name third. It's in my bio, Bobby. Well, I won't have no problem remembering that. My best friend's name is Bobby. Said, Rod, you don't got enough of my money. You won the only 2 contests I done. Won them both. I'll wait on the paint set. Yeah. I tell you what, whoever whoever wins at the 1,000, man, that's gonna be a nice set, and it's gonna be $100 to go along with it. So that's gonna be a pretty nice little giveaway. But that's something I wanna try to do as long as I can. I wanna be able to give back to the people that support me because I don't know. It's something. I guess the way I was raised, you always help out the people that helps you, and that's what I try to do as long as I can. I am taking forever on these mountains. I need to concentrate on what I'm doing here. Or else it's gonna be a 5-hour video. All right. They didn't turn out too bad. Highlights seem to save them a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and wash the brush right quick though. How's the battery doing? Oh, we good on battery tonight. I'm back on my camera tonight. See, I can't use that camera on TikTok. I can only use it on YouTube. Beat the devil out of it. Pull my name and I thought. Well, hey, you never know. I mean, I don't have a clue whose name's gonna come out there. But I do know one thing I'm gonna do at 1,000. I'm not gonna be the one to pull the name out. I'm gonna let my wife and my granddaughter one do it. And I am gonna do that one on camera. Uh, I think that's a kind of a special giveaway that day. Uh, so I'm gonna kind of make it a pretty. I know it won't be my wife on camera because she ain't gonna go on camera. She's already told me she don't want no part of the camera. Well, looks good. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, now we're gonna try to mist out the bottom of it a little bit. Let me get over here and beat the devil out of it here too. All right, just real light taps. You guys know how to do this. I don't know if we got anybody trying to learn how to paint in here or not. I think all I got in here is pros. Then we'll just come along and brush out the bottom and lightly pull that up just a little bit. Kind of soften it down some. Get that little layer of mist down there. I don't know who the other 4 people are. They haven't said anything. There's Audrey. I'm trying to keep up with you. Are you painting right now, Audrey? Yep. Oh, that is awesome. Well, I tell you what, I will slow down now that I know that. If you have any questions, you just ask. And I guarantee you, if I can't answer them, there's some guys sitting in this room right now that can. We've got we kind of blessed tonight with we got Mick, we got Bobby, we got Rod. Uh, did I miss anybody? If I did, I hate it. I don't mean to. But there's some really good painters in here. So if you got questions, feel free to ask. Where you at along in yours right now? Hello, fellow artist. I've done the mountains. Okay. Well, now you're gonna have to send me a picture of your painting when you're done, if you don't mind. That's awesome to know you following along. That's it. That made my night. This big cloud up here, I'm gonna have to work on that some more. I got to do a few more details in it. So don't pay that a whole lot of attention right now. I'm still learning. Not as good as yours for sure. Hey, we all our worst critic. I'm sure yours is just fine. And I'm sure if I was sitting here painting with somebody, mine wouldn't be as good as theirs. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about how good it is. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. I'm just tickled that you trying it. That is awesome. Well, you probably ready for the next step then, huh? All right, for the next step, I'm gonna pick up a 1 inch brush. Let me hold it back over here where it's focused. And I'm gonna go right up here in my mountain mix color. And I'm gonna tap just a little bit on the corner of the brush. Load up just the corner of the brush with the mountain mix, straight mountain mix. That's all it is. Then I'm gonna come right up here and try not to kill all my mist. And I'm gonna take this brush and touch that corner I just put the paint on. And I'm just gonna touch it and pull straight down. Try to make these mini tree effects. It'll look like many trees back here if I do it correctly. Just have to pull them straight down, which is kind of hard for me to tell if they're straight or not because I'm at an angle. But you wanna have them straight if you can keep them straight. Some taller, some shorter. It's kind of like doing them with the fan brush, but just to me this is just a whole lot quicker. Them kind of were laid over in my. Yeah, them are a little laid over. All right, let me see if I can straighten these up some. Yeah, that's a little better. Hopefully you pull yours down straighter than I did, Audrey. And then I'm just going to come over here and just kind of lightly work them along the bottom. Then I'm going to knock a lot of this paint out of the brush. And just come along here and tap the bottom. Create just a little mist down here. Then I'm going to come back and just pull them straight up. And that'll give them kind of a sharp point at the top. Make them look more like trees. And then kind of brush out the brush strokes a little bit. Kind of blend them out. About like so. Just kind of sitting out there like a little island almost. There in front of the mountain. I'm going to clean my fan brush that I had sitting over here in my thinner bucket. Just this number 6. Hey, Harold. Thanks for stopping by earlier this evening. I really appreciate it. Get ready to go live on Instagram. Have a great night. Thank you, Zero. I appreciate it, man. I hate I couldn't stay and watch. Hope you're blowing well there on Instagram. Good luck. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and get a little of the sap green. And we'll come back over here in the mountain mix color. And just mix these two colors together. Sap green and mountain mix. That's all it is. I want it dark, but I still want you to be able to see the green. I'm going to come up about right here. I'm going to start making me a little evergreen right there. About like so. Just with the corner of that brush. I'm going to start tapping from the center. From the center out. Ooh. Just leave a little space in there for the birds to fly through. That's all we're going to do. Not like so. About like that. Man, that is crooked. Wow. Well, not all trees can be telephone poles, Bob said. All right, we're gonna have to give him a little friend. We're gonna come right in here and give him a little friend and see if we can't do something about all that crookedness. I guess my fan brush is crooked tonight or something. I don't know. I don't know what that was about. I like that a little better. Okay, one thing I do need to do before I get too far with this is I'm gonna take my knife. All right, Audrey, I'm gonna show you something here. I'm gonna come over here, and it's titanium white. I'm gonna get me a little bit of it, and I'm gonna pull it down flat as I can get it. Then I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna get a little of this blue and black color that I was using up here in my shade, and I'm gonna just marble mix them together like that. Can you? Yeah, there it is. Just kind of marble mix them together. Clean my knife off. Then I'm gonna come up here and get just a little roll of it. And instead of doing the typical straight water line like we normally do, I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna put my knife kind of flat, not flat like this flat, but I'm just gonna lay it down up here, and I just want to kind of work it across and up and down at different angles, just to kind of make this look like a little crooked shoreline across there. And then I'm gonna just kind of work the top out to where it kind of fades away back towards the tree line. Then I'm gonna take just a little bit, very little bit of dark sienna, and I'm gonna bring up here in this same color. And mix it together, kind of marble mixed. And then very lightly at the top of that white, the thinnest part of it, I want to just come in here and just kind of just drag a little color across there. Very little. I don't want a lot of color. Just very little bit to make it kind of look like some land coming out of that mist back there on the trees. Just very little. And I'm kind of rubbing this in. And if you've got a small enough brush, I've got a real small fan brush here that I can use. And if you can do it with a regular fan brush, but then I'm gonna take that fan brush and where them two colors meet, I'm just gonna kind of pull them together a little bit. Just kind of blend them together. And then blend that color on out back towards the trees. To where it just looks like that little shoreline disappearing back there. In that dark color. just like so. Just blend it right out. And it'll kind of give it a beach, almost like a beach area kind of look. Not not like an ocean beach, but kind of like a. Uh-oh. Says, oh, that battery's on there. He asked me about batteries a while ago, didn't he? It's talking about the computer battery on the phone. I can fix that. But if you just keep blending that color back a little bit, it'll eventually disappear. All right, Rod. Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. And if it's not disappearing for you enough, pick you up just a little bit more of the dark color that you used to make all of this with. And you can just come in here in there and just lay that dark color on it. Or you can come over here and pick up a little of the green and mountain mix color that you was making. That's probably the thing to do. Let's do that. We'll pick up a little bit more of the green. We'll come back over here in our mountain mix. And we'll just come back here along this little beach area. And we'll just tap us up some little indication of grass. And we'll just do it with this dark green color. That way it don't have no whole lot of definition to it. We don't want a whole lot of details on it. We just want to be able to tell it's back here. I like so. Just a real light indication of it. And just kind of pull it up and let it disappear back there. Yeah, about like that. I forgot to do that before I got over here on the trees. All right, now I'm going to get back over here on my trees. I'm come back up here in my mountain mix in the green color. And I'll make one a little taller right through here. Not like so. And we'll make us another little evergreen. Not like so. I don't know if I want to do another one over there or not. Yeah, well, I don't know. Oh, I'm torn here. Let's leave this side alone for a minute. And then we'll come over here on the other side. With the same colors. Sap green and the mountain mix. Come over here. Now I want these to actually come down a little further on this side. Oh my God, that is bad crooked. Oh, I've got to figure out how to paint from this angle. All right, maybe I can straighten it up on the way down. Ooh. All right. No, I didn't. It's crooked. Mm, that is bad crooked. I mean, all right. Well, I guess we'll just have one crooked. I'll try to straighten the next one up. All right. See if I can do this. Yeah, that's a little straighter. All right, so I got to bring the brushes my way. Okay, that helped a little bit. All right. I'll make another one over here. Like so. Except I'm gonna make it a little taller. I ain't going too fast, am I, Audrey? If I am, let me know. My bird is talking to you. Yeah, mine have been pretty peaceful tonight, and they're just now getting started. I promise you two really should have put a pause in this, so when you have trouble, you can pause the live. Because they can get bad loud. All right. Then we'll come out with just a little grassy knoll out there here, like so. What kind of bird you got, Audrey? ring that. Oh, yeah, you got to ring that cockatoo, right? Right, just going to fill that in like so. Like so. Then I'm going to come up here. I'm going to start across here like so. I'm going to come out, create just like a little island out here, a little peninsula, like so. And I'll tap a little of this color into the water for our reflections. And just make our tree shape here. Like so. And this one's a little taller. So we'll put a little of this grass out here. Like so. Pull it down. Across here. Like so. I'll hang on that brush for a minute. Then I'm going to take this 2-inch brush right here. And I'm just going to lightly, very lightly, pull a little bit of this color down. And then real light over these trees. Extremely light over the trees. And then we'll leave it alone for now until we come back in with our other color. That's the hair going on right there. Alright. Now I'm going to, here it is. I'm going to take this 1-inch brush that we was using earlier. And I'm going to come up here in some of the Van Dyke Brown. A little of the green. A little of the mountain mix. Just dark sienna. Black. All the dark colors. And just tap them all together right here on the brush. Then we'll come right up here. I'm just going to start adding on some tree shapes up here. we covered that one completely up. That's okay too. Because sometimes that happens. Not like that. That's about all we need. All right, I'll hang on to that brush for now. Now I'm going to come up here and get a little bit of this Van Dyke brown. Just a little bit on my knife, on my little knife. And I'll come over here. And I'll put a little bank under this little area right here. Just a little bit. About like so. Just kind of pull it down. I'm doing everything backwards tonight. I should have done this before I put the big tree in. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I guess I'm still recuperating from last night. Because last night was a tragedy. Alright, then I'm going to mix a little bit of that color with the white over there and the blue. And just come up here and add just a little bit of color on this. Give it that kind of rock look. Make it look like a little bit of bank across there. Not like so. Then I grab my script line. Oh, they're fixing to really get started. Come on, birds. I need y'all to cooperate. Everything's been going good tonight. Don't need y'all acting crazy. Alright, I'm coming up here and do me an indication of a couple little trunks through here. Like so. That'll give us the idea that there's more than one tree in that cluster. And we'll come up here and put us some nice little trunks on. Because we never know how many trunks are going to be seen when we do them, but at least we get to practice of putting them in if they get covered up. And if they don't get covered up, they look good in our painting. About like so. And I'll clean the script liner up. All right, now I'm going to pick up this half oval brush, or this 1-inch oval brush, and we'll bring it over in a little bit of the center. There's a little. And I'll come down here in my cad yellow, and we'll go up here and pick up just a little crimson. Bring these colors in here. Tap them on this brush. Well, they're doing their night call, so that means they're getting ready to go to sleep. I just wish they'd hurry up and do it. Then we'll come up here, start touching on some color. About like so. I think this color will be real pretty against that dark sky back there. I think it will. It may be the wrong choice, I don't know. Not like so. Got some going right off the canvas over here. Like so. All right, then I will come in here and pull out some of the cad yellow. Tap it into the brush. And that'll send this color a little bit to the kind of like almost like a mustard color. All right, we'll come right down here. Now these are all going to be little bushes down here, so we'll make a few color changes down here. I'll come print out a little green to it. And we'll pop right out here with a green bush. And we'll put a little green one out here, like so. And we'll come over here and pick up some Indian yellow. And I'll come up here and get a little white. Bring it down here to work out of. And we'll come right in here. Give us another little bush right there. Now we need kind of a dark color. Let's come back over here in our ochre and our other colors now. It's kind of dark. And I'll come in here and just kind of dancing some other little bush around right in here. About like so. That's about all we need. And I think, all right, now let's do this first. Let's take the little knife. Let's get us some Van Dyke brown. We're going to come back up here in this color we had earlier for the highlights on this. And make us a light brown color. Pick us up a little roll. And come up here and give ourselves the little indication of a trunk in our evergreens over here. Like so. And our crooked evergreens. Like that. And we'll do a little indication of little trunk in these. Just a little bit. Not like so. Now I'll take that fan brush, dip it in a little bit of thinner. And that's got some green in it, so I'm gonna come right up here in my cad yellow. Since it's got green in it, it'll already mix. And it's got all them other colors in it. So we'll just put all these colors together, get us kind of a highlight color going for our pine trees here, for our evergreen trees. They're not really pines. And we'll just come up here and touch us a little highlight on them, just here and there. And we'll hit this one in a couple places. Don't take a lot of highlight for these, especially since these are sitting kind of across the lake from us. So we just want to tap on a little here and there, about like so. Maybe smooth it out some. Just got to be careful not to create mud up there. That's the thing. All right. Now it's gonna be time to come over there and work on them. On these crooked ones. Whew. Not like so. And we'll do a little on this one. Not like so. And our last one out here. Not like that. Then we'll come across this little bank up here. Get a little bit more thinner. And we'll come up here and just put us a little indication of grass growing along this. Up here. A little bit of highlight in this other grass we got growing up there. Then we'll come down in here and just touch some of this color. Just touch it around. That's all you got to do. It don't take much of that to be effective. All right, then we'll clean all this color out of this fan brush. I do not want to drop it in this thinner right now, as nasty as it is. Did everybody leave, or everybody just concentrating? What? Or did I lock up? All right, we'll grab just a little bit of white. Come across here. Give myself a little water line across here. so. Then I'm going to take a clean, looking good. Thank you. Take a clean 1-inch brush and just pull these colors down now and just real gently pull across, real gently for that little bit of reflection. About like so. That's all we need. All right. Looks good. Thank you, Bobby. All right. I think this needs something happening right in here. Thank you, mate. Probably wouldn't look too bad if it had a little path that ran up through here. Kind of see one that starts about right in here. And something about like that. Maybe we just ran right on off the canvas over there. Little small path. Got to run. Talk to you later. All right, mate. Have a good night, man. Get a little wider as it gets towards the bottom down here. Like so. All I'm doing is scratching out the paint, Audrey. That's all I'm doing. Because I'm just going to take a fan brush here in a second, come up here and do some work on it. I hope I didn't just scare you to death by doing that. That was not my intentions. That's just the fastest way I know of doing that. All right, now I'm going to come up here with that fan brush, and I'm going to get a little bit of the Van Dyke Brown. And this is a number 3 fan brush. And I'm going to start with just the corner first because it's kind of small back in here. So I want to start with just the corner. And I want to start coming out here. And I'll just start working this color across. Just like we was doing the knife just now. and just let that color get darker and wider as it gets closer to us, just like so. I know it's real hard to see right now, but it's there. Just let the little pad get smaller as it goes on back. Then I'm going to come up here, and these same colors we got going on with the tan and the white and the blue, and I'll bring a little yellow ochre over into it now. I'm just tapping it right on my fan brush. Just tapping it right on. There's some brown in it, some all different kinds of colors. A little white, but it's just a little lighter color. Then I'm gonna come up here and just real lightly brush across that same color that we just put down, just in places, just to give it just a little highlight. But I don't want it to get too bright, just a little bit of highlight there. That's all we're looking for. And just kind of let it disappear on back to the behind the trees back in there. And we don't want to know where it goes, because if we find out where it goes, that'd probably scare us a little bit. So we probably don't want to know. I don't want to know. I bet there's a Bigfoot living back there or something. All right, then I'll knock all them crazy colors out of the brush again. All right, then I'm going to pick up my larger fan brush that we was using earlier. I'm going to clean it a little bit. I ain't going to clean it thoroughly, just knock some of that color out of it. Then come right up here, and I'm going to pick up a little more of the cad yellow. Get just a little bit thinner. All right, little cad yellow. Maybe a little sap green, not much. Because it's going to pick up all these colors over here when we start doing this anyway. All right, I'm going to come right over here under these trees. I'm going to leave a little dark. And I'm just going to come in here and start giving a little indication of some grass looking stuff just by pushing the fan brush up and kind of work it in a, the lay of the land kind of. Just push it up across here and just let it work its way on off the canvas back in there. And then the more you tap and the further you come this way, the more that dark color is going to pick up. And just let it work itself right on off the canvas over here. Just like so. Just leave a little dark in there. That way it'll take on that grass look. All right, we'll come up here and get us just a little bit more. We'll come over here under this tree and start along this path about like so. And we'll start working it in, just like we did the other side. There'll be some tall grass out here, about like so. And then the more you the further you come this way with it, just keep your little path wide. Make that grass look like it's just going along a little path here. And let it disappear on back in the back in there. Like I said, we don't want to know where it's going. All right. Yeah, about like so. Now, about the only thing I need to do is fix that big cloud up there. And in order to fix that, I can either wait and fix it later, or I can try to fix it tonight. But I think since we've been here as long as we have, probably need to take, well, I ain't going to put my script line and mark on it because I ain't done yet. I'm going to come back in there and work on that big cloud a little more. Then again, I don't know. After that paint dries some, it may grow on me. But who knows what I'll do tomorrow. Tomorrow's a different day. All right. I guess I'll call that a done painting. And thank y'all for joining me. I mean, I know we didn't have no crowd, but may do a TikTok tomorrow or something because TikTok seems to be a little more prone to watching live. And this is Saturday night, so I'm sure a bunch of people are out doing their own thing. But with that said, thank you guys that did show up. I really appreciate it. Audrey, if you will, and you don't mind, when you get done with yours, take a picture of it and shoot it to me. I'd love to see it. And I'm so glad you painted along with me. That is awesome. Bobby, thank you for being here. Rod, Nick, I know all you guys had to go and do your own thing tonight. My wife's here. I guess that's about everybody, I think. But thank you all for being here, and I love you guys. God loves you more. And I just want to say thank y'all and have a blessed night. And I hope y'all enjoyed the little painting we did. See you next time on Painting with Harold.